Hello, hello, good people. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Make America Think Again with Shauna Vaughn. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. Please take a moment to share any of the previous videos that you've already watched or this one if you enjoy it, and share them with family and friends. Bring them over to the page, and then also make sure that you like the videos as well. All right, so down below you have the correct spelling of my name. You have my IG information. I would encourage you throughout the week to visit my IG page because there's a lot happening every single day. It's very hard for even me to keep up, and I try to do this for you. So myself, keep myself educated in you. So yeah, it's hard to keep up because there's a lot going on every day. As you are going to see when I dive into this information on just what happened this week. So check my IG page for that. And then you also have my Cash App there. If you want to bless a sister, then bless a sister, and it will be greatly appreciated so we can take this channel to the next level. Okay. So, also, I'm just going to post it. I'm going to post it, but look out this week for some live sessions. I really believe I can feel it in my bones that there are going to be some things that are going to happen this week, and I'm probably going to jump on live. So just keep an eye out for any notifications. So make sure you're subscribed so you can receive the notification, because more than likely I will go live on Thursday. But if something happens before then, it might happen before then. Okay. All right. So let's dive into what happened this week. First of all, let's cover Boobgate. Boobgate. Yes. This week, Big Titty Brian. Big Titty Brian, formerly known as Christy Noam's husband. No, they are not divorced, but now he shall forever be known as Big Titty Brian, was exposed this week on social media for his sexual kink or fetish. Now, I don't have any problems with Big Titty Brian, buying his big Timu titties and going online and making the pouty face and having one nipple higher than the other. I don't have any problems with that. That's his kink. That's his fetish. That's what he's into. Maybe Christy was into this at one point in time with him as well. Now we know she's with Corey Lewandowski and they're doing their thing. And maybe this is why. Maybe this is why. But the fact that what bothers me is the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy, they were always out here. Oh, we have the traditional marriage, or we have what else do they call it? They use these code names, the biblical marriage, the traditional marriage, and we under God, et cetera, et cetera. And they try to make it seem so I don't know, sacrosanct. I don't know the proper word for it, but they try to make it seem so holier than thou. Their vows are better than other people's vows. Their relationship is different than everybody else because they're led by God and by God only. And then here we have Brian with some big Timu titties on, some big punching bags on. Now, it is rumored that he was outed. Here's another thing. He was outed by an immigrant sex worker that he was on OnlyFans engaging in these activities with. It is alleged that that is who outed him. It is also alleged that he paid up to 3 different sex workers through OnlyFans up to $25,000 for his fetish. So I've learned it's called bimbofication, is why he was wearing the big boobs, the big titties. And yeah, that happened this week. And then you had Cosplay Christy come out and ask for thoughts and prayers. We're asking for your thoughts and prayers for our marriage. We are blind. She said the family was blindsided by Brian's behavior. I call bullshit. You are not married that long and blindsided by something this big. You just are not. So I call bullshit on that. And no, cosplay Christy, I will not give you my thoughts and prayers. I will not send my thoughts and prayers to you because you made comments right after Renee Good and Alex Preddy were unalived by your department, by your people, and called them domestic terrorists. So I have nothing in the well for you, cosplay Christy. I have nothing in the well for you because of all the videos that I saw you doing all the different costumes and cosplay in front of the men whom you had shaved bald and stripped down to their underwear and chained together and locked away in cages. Cosplay Christy. So I have nothing in the well for you. I have no love. I have no thoughts and prayers for you, cosplay Christy. I also have no love, thoughts, and prayers or care for you because you are part of this class who is robbing the taxpayers of America blind with your lies about a half-ass advertisement and marketing materials. You robbed this government, me, and other taxpayers of millions of dollars when your ass was in front of a green screen. That shit looked cheap as hell. And you're saying it costs millions of dollars so you could give a kickback to your homegirl that worked in the office, her husband. So no, cosplay Christy, we don't care that you were blindsided. Actually, I'm happy if you were actually blindsided, but you weren't. You were not. And I'm not believing that shit. The problem is you people are hypocrites. And so when this shit comes out, we can't have any sympathy for you because you have dragged everybody else. It just makes people just want to drag you even more. But we don't have to drag you. We just letting karma take its course. So no, cosplay Christy, you have to deal with the karma. And how I knew that you were into some shady shit before the airplane boudoir that you were trying to have built on the airplane, before the cosplaying as advertisements that you billed the government millions of dollars for, when I could clearly tell that you are on a horse in front of a green screen. How I knew before all of that is because I think at this same time last year, you were walking around with a purse full of money that got stolen. I think it was about $3,000. It was either $3,000 or $6,000 in cash in your purse. Who does that, cosplay Christy? Who does that? So, no, you will not get my thoughts and prayers. I will not have patience with you and go soft on you and your family. No, I will not, cosplay Christy. There's no way that you didn't know about Big Titty Bryant, who is living right under the same roof with you and ordering his Timu titties. There's no way, not believing it. And also, I don't know if y'all have an agreement. I don't know if you decided long ago you were not into this kink fetish anymore. I don't know your story. Maybe you should have put that in your book as opposed to talking about shooting your puppy in the face. Maybe that's what you should have done. But what I do know is that you allegedly, let me just say allegedly, have been carrying on a relationship. It seems to be well known amongst Republican folk that you and Corey Lewandowski have been a thing for quite some time. So maybe that was the trade-off. Maybe you were his beard, Big Titty Brian's beard. Maybe, I don't know what y'all got going on. But don't come out here and ask us for thoughts and prayers when you got some kind of arrangement and all this other bullshit going on. Moving on, the felon's address to the nation. We heard nothing. We heard nothing. And then also, it was like another hostage video. Every time he has to read from a teleprompter, he appears to be a hostage who can barely read. And it's quite disturbing. So here's what I say. Moving forward, just let him riff. Just let him go off the cuff. He's going to tell us all some shit. And that's what they don't want. That's why they want him to stick to the script. That's why they want him to stick to the teleprompter. And all of us should be pushing for and trying to influence him to not allow himself to be put under those conditions, because it looks like a freaking hostage video. And we learned nothing about this unwanted, unsolicited, unprovoked war that he has dragged us into. Moving right along, Sacrificial Pam. This week, we watched the Dow lady, the police chief of America, the top cop of America, get fired by a felon. That's what you witnessed this week, folks. The top cop of America was fired by a felon. Imagine that. But she did. She got canned by a felon. She went on national television. She ignored survivors. She went to bat for him, looking crazy, yelling at the top of her lungs about the Dow. And why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? She did all of that. And at the end of the day, Pamela Joe still got fired. Pamela Joe got fired. It was embarrassing. Now, here's what I think. I think dude who is taking her place is willing to go further than Pamela Joe. I think Pamela Joe came to the grips or the realization of that she is getting to a point where she is looking at, if she doesn't receive a pardon from the felon, a preemptive pardon, if she doesn't receive that, then she is looking at either jail time or at the very least losing her law license. And I think that Pamela Joe decided that she's gone as far as she could go. And the felon was upset because she isn't going further to persecute whom he believes to be his enemies. Letitia James in New York, John Bolton, like all the people that she's supposed to be going after, nothing is happening to them. And he's not seeing results quick enough. But here's the thing. Pamela Joe cannot control judges. She cannot control grand juries. She cannot control the judicial system. And her problem is, the felon is too dumb to know that. And that's why Pamela Joe got fired, in my opinion. That's why she got fired. So she embarrassed herself on national television. And that's it. That's it. So, there's speculation that she's going to go into the private sector. Somebody else said that she's going to be moved around. I believe that she probably negotiated a preemptive pardon. If she didn't, she's stupid, and I don't think the woman's stupid. But also they might keep her close because she knows too much. Remember, she's seen the other 3 million or so Epstein files that we have not seen yet. She's seen everything. She knows all in regards to the Epstein files. So they might keep her close, give her some other position. I don't know. But what I do know is, and what I want all the conservative women who can hear my voice and see my face, I want you to pay attention to who they're getting rid of first. The women, the conservative women that you were like, okay, in voting for this bullshit and for all the craziness that came with the felon. If this is you, because I know there's some professional conservative women that were thinking this way. I know it because I know that some of you voted for Hillary Clinton, but you couldn't vote for Kamala because you couldn't justify voting for Kamala, even though you did it for Hillary, the Democrat, because Kamala is not a white woman. And how dare there be a Black woman in the Oval Office before a white woman? I know that. Y'all don't even have to tell me. I know what you did. So you justified voting for the felon because you thought, oh, he's going to have these conservative women in the cabinet. And look who's getting the axe first. Look who's getting the axe first. Cosplay Christie last week, and then you got Pamela Joe this week. My guess is Tulsi Gabbard, Cruella is what I call her, will be the next person. KKK Caroline, she's going to take her ass on maternity leave and we'll never see her again. Susie Wiles is already ill. They consider illness a weakness. She's next. It's just a matter of time for her. They're about to tick through or tick off all of the conservative women that were hired and bought into this cabinet, this administration, and this regime to carry water for them and to sell this fiasco of an administration to conservative professional women. They're getting ready to get all of them, get rid of all of them. Mark my words, write it down right now. That's what's happening. Keep your eyes on it. Moving right along, war videos. Okay, listen, y'all. I don't know if you're seeing this or not, but I'm seeing all these videos of military members overseas or heading overseas. And it is just so sad because all I'm seeing are baby faces. These are babies. These are little kids. And when I say little kids, yes, they are of age. They're older than 18, but they have the baby faces. And I saw this one young man. He was just saying, well, you know, it's nice knowing y'all. They wrapped up our training before this emergency orders, and I guess I'm going overseas. Like, he just said it on video, so he probably gave up some game to Iran, but hey, he's wrapping his head around reality that, you know, this might be the last video I do. This might be the last time that you all see me here on social media, is basically what he was saying. I saw another video with a room full of young military members, obviously tired as hell because they were all knocked out. The majority of them were knocked out asleep. But it's like they're just kids. They're just kids. All the baby faces. It's so sad. I also saw this one video with the stripper, basically, an adult performer. And she was just saying that, you know, her employer or place of employment is very close to a military base. And she said they're all coming in there and they're all just spending their money. They're just coming in there, spending all their money, drinking it up, dancing, I guess having a last hurrah is maybe the way that they're thinking of it, but they're coming into the strip clubs and spending all their money. And then this last one I saw, which again, very sad. This last one I saw were these two young ladies. They are in the Navy and they were cleaning. They said they were sweeping up urine, and then they were cleaning the male showers, apparently, because they said, oh, well, we can tell all they do is pee in the showers because it smells like urine in here. And my first question is, why are the female soldiers cleaning up the men's bathroom? Why the fuck aren't the men cleaning up their own shit and piss? Why are the girls doing that? These horrible, filthy, nasty ass toilets. Is this what's happening in the military? They're forcing the women to clean up after the men? Is that what's going on? So that was absolutely disgusting and infuriating. But the majority of them were so sad, and these young ladies included, because they look no older than, like, none of them were older than 25. I guarantee it. None of the faces I saw were older than 25 years of age. And they are being sent over to the Middle East to fight in a war that has nothing to do with us, nothing to do with America. This is Israel's fight. It's not ours. Yeah, the felon is probably making some money off of it somewhere, but it's not our fight. We were pulled into this by Satan Yahoo, and all these kids are going to die. They're going to die. I just got to be blunt with it. That's what's happening right now. The last thing I want to talk about is, since I'm on the topic of Israel, this past week they legalized the death penalty for Palestinians that they have in custody. Not only did they legalize the death penalty for just Palestinians, for just one ethnic group, but they celebrated it with champagne. Ben-Gvir, if you have ever heard of Ben-Gvir, he's very, very far right leader in Israel, and he celebrated with champagne. The fact that they passed a law to legally execute and give the death penalty to any Palestinian I read that's in custody. And let me say this, because I talked about this in a video, 2 years ago. A lot of the people that they pick up and they hold in custody never even have a trial date. They're just being held for an indefinite period of time. And I cannot think of the term right now that they use over there for this bullshit. But people can be held in custody, typically Palestinians, for years at a time and never go before a judge and never have any charges filed against them. That's what they do in Israel. And now they have passed a law that they can just execute them. And these are the people that we have joined in this bullshit war, and that our money went to, and our military equipment went to help them execute I'm trying to look for a word that YouTube will be YouTube friendly, but I can't come up with anything else. The extinction or the annihilation of an entire ethnic group, ethnic cleansing. That's all I have for you. I don't have any good news. I don't have any good news right now. The only thing I can say is, to wrap this all up, back to Big Titty Brian. Big Titty Brian right now is threatening to release information, tell all. I don't know what that means. I don't know who Big Titty Brian might have information on, but we all know DL Demon Queen, Mike Johnson, he might want to tread lightly. Lady Graham, Lady Lindsay, who was just at Disney walking around with a little pink bubble wand last week, he might want to tread lightly. The felon, you love that YMCA song a little bit too much, sir. A little bit too much. So you might want to tread lightly, because Big Titty Brian is out here threatening to tell all. All right, that's all I have for you. I will talk to everybody soon.